Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry about this, folks. Please, let me just quickly turn down this totally random music that is playing for no reason whatsoever here. Oh my goodness, that was bad. The music was getting out of control there. Whoa. So welcome to another Foosh video review. This time we're going to be taking a look at the Mego-style Eddie, Iron Maiden's famous mascot, the guy who adorns all of their album and single covers and has been doing so for decades now. This figure is, of course, produced by, now I'm still not sure if it's NECA or NECA. Hopefully one of you out there will leave a comment below and school me on that, because for years and years now, I've been saying NECA, but I feel like that's wrong. Anyway, that's who produced it. The figure looks pretty awesome. For a Mego-style figure, he looks pretty awesome. I saw this guy on the rack at Toys R Us and just knew I had to have him. But the thing is, I hesitated. Toys R Us had like 12 of them on the pegs, and I was like, well, there's a lot of them here. I'll wait for a coupon. I did one of those things. I went back the very next weekend, and naturally they were all gone and all sold out. That shocked me, but fortunately the excellent Big Bad Toy Store had my back, and I was able to place an order for this guy, and I just got him. So let's take a look at the back here. Eddie, Iron Maiden's legendary mascot, has always adorned their album and single covers. This version of Eddie is based on the artwork from the Trooper single, released in June of 1983. Holy cow, that's 31 years ago, but it doesn't feel like it. So we're going to get this guy opened in just a second here and see what he has to offer. So sit tight. Thanks for tuning in, and let's take a look at Eddie. Okay, here is Eddie in his Trooper getup, released from the packaging, and he looks pretty good. I mean, I wish there was some way to convey smell across video, because opening this guy was really kind of an experience. The fumes almost knocked me dead. And speaking of the packaging, I guess it's supposed to be some kind of resealable, collector-friendly package, quote-unquote collector-friendly packaging. But I'm not sure. I mean, I just about destroyed the clamshell thing here trying to get him open, and it resulted in some really, really sharp bits here and there that nearly carved my hands up. So I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this packaging at all in any way. But the card that it comes with, I guess the display card, is kind of nifty. So like, I may keep this with him or something. It might make a good backdrop on the shelf or something, because there it almost looks like he's still carded, almost kind of, but not really at all. Let's be honest here. Let's take a look at him from all angles here. Let's get rid of the card so we're not distracted. His suit, his outfit has some, the weathering looks pretty good. There's all the, I guess you will call them, paint applications on his clothing. It looks like he's been working on cars all day rather than being on a battlefield, but I guess that's kind of one of the limitations of this style figure. The Mego figures were never really known for their hyper-realistic outfits, or their whatever you want to call their soft goods. I feel kind of weird calling them outfits, but I guess that's what they are. But they were never known to be, hyper-realistic, not 3A Toys levels of realism they were going for. So, I mean, Eddie here is a fine example of, I guess, an updated Mego figure. The articulation he's sporting here, it's decent, but it is severely limited by his clothing, like his arms. It's hard to get a full, good range of motion. I'm not sure if the joints are actually really tight or if the clothing is limiting his range of motion, because I'm not getting a lot of movement in his arms, and I'm too paranoid about breaking things. His head is on a ball joint, but it's really gummy. It's really, really gummy, and I'm afraid to move it too much again because I don't want to break it. So I may have to put him under the hairdryer for a little while later to see if I can free that up some. Now his legs, again, they're not as bad as the arms. There's not the greatest range of motion. It looks like I don't know what kind of joint he has in his hips, but I can only get his legs to go up if he puts his leg to the side like this. I mean, there's no thigh swivels or anything, and just like here, there's no bicep swivel, so we're just getting up and down. He can't cross his arms across his chest or anything. And as I recall, I mean, it's been a long time, but that's what the Mego figures were like. Whoa, Eddie, stay standing, please. And his ankles, he has I guess I'll show you rather than talking about it. This is video after all. An ankle rocker, well, it just goes forward and back like this. There's no side-to-side movement, and there's no swivel. So his articulation, I mean, for an 8-inch figure, it's not the greatest, but it is Mego-style articulation, so it is authentic to that degree. Now, for accessories, he's got his sword or his bayonet, whatever you want to call it. And to get this into his hands, it's kind of neat the way they did this. The little handguard here, whatever you want to call that, is removable to make it easier to get in his hand. And then we can just put that piece back on there. Supposedly, I gotta get the sword in there a little bit better, a little bit deeper. There we go. Now that should work just fine. There we go. And he does have a wrist swivel too, and there's actually a wrist hinge also. Now, he's got a sheath here for his sword, and it can fit, but as you can see, there's not a lot of clearance here. So to put it in there, you have to bend it to an uncomfortable degree, and the plastic is soft, but it's not so soft that I'm not going to worry about it breaking. And in keeping with the character, he also comes with the brutalized, the tattered, the ripped and shorn Union Jack flag, which is so characteristic of early 80s British heavy metal. Everyone from Iron Maiden to Motorhead to Def Leppard were always sporting the Union Jack. And Eddie himself here, he's adorned in the red, white, and blue. So, I mean, all in all, that is pretty cool. I really like the flag. And I like that it's like an actual sculpt. It's not just, you know, a fabric flag. It's not a soft goods flag. It just, I think that looks kind of awesome. I really like it. That alone makes the figure for me. It's just awesome. And while we're doing close-ups here, let's get a close-up on his face. His head sculpt is also really awesome. Totally good. Very detailed. Looks just like Eddie. There is no mistaking that mug for anyone but Iron Maiden's Eddie. Now, it kind of looked like there's a hinge here. Like I was hoping maybe for some reason we could open his skull. But nope, not going to happen. So there is a nice detailed sculpt here. I mean, and that sculpt is consistent with his hands and his arms too. The visible portions of his body that aren't covered by the soft goods. But the soft goods, I mean, they're not bad. And again, like the attempt at weathering here isn't 100% convincing, but I'm not sure it's supposed to be 100% convincing since it is a Mego-style figure. And Megos are just supposed to be, you know, fun above all. And if we look at like his arm here, it just kind of looks like an oil stain, like he's been working on his car. But the sculpt on his backpack, though, looks good, and the weathering looks good there. So, I mean, in some areas he's realistic, and in some areas he's totally not. But this is Eddie in one of his most well-known, I guess, outfits. I feel weird saying outfit, but I guess that's what it is. Now, okay. And the details here, like his little pouches and his belts and everything going across here, this is also like a sculpted plastic. And that looks pretty good too. But it's also why like I haven't made any attempt at taking his, as weird as this is going to sound, at taking his clothes off, at disrobing him to find out what's underneath here. Looks like we can do that easily with his leg though. Whoa, that's just a bandage that just comes right off. Well, that's kind of nifty. And underneath it looks like he's just basically a Ken doll. So maybe I don't want to know. I don't want to learn any more about what's underneath his trooper getup, because I might be weirded out. I kind of wish I didn't pull his pant leg up like that, because now I'm totally weirded out by it. I'm afraid that the rest of him is going to be like that. But yeah, It looks like he's not going to be an easy one to disrobe if you want to do any kind of custom work. I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but it's nothing I'm particularly in a hurry to do here. So, I mean, he's going to be a display piece for me. This is kind of how he's going to go on on my shelf, maybe with this card in the background. Okay. So, I mean, $30 seems kind of steep for a Mego-style figure like this, but the truth is, I have no regrets here. I really like it. I'm happy I picked him up. I'm glad I took the plunge. I mean, I hesitated when I first saw him at Toys R Us, like I mentioned, but seeing him sell as quickly as he did, it's lame, but that was one of the things that was one of the deciding factors for me. Like, oh gosh, other people seem to like him a lot. That means I better get him. I guess that was part of it, even though I am a big Iron Maiden fan. So here is Eddie as he appears in the Trooper. And it looks like what's coming next is Eddie done up all mummy style from the World Slavery World Tour, it says. It kind of reminds me of Aces High, but we'll see what happens. I mean, the Egyptian theme. We'll see what happens when the figure's released. But I think I'm going to continue collecting these Eddie figures as long as NECA releases them. I really like them. And I'm not even that big a fan of the Mego-style. But there's enough here that's doing it for me that I'm very pleased with them, and I'm glad I picked them up. So if you're an Iron Maiden fan and an action figure collector, I don't think you can go wrong with this guy. I'm very pleased with him. More so than I thought I would be. So let us know what you think. Leave a comment below. Check us out on our message boards. Subscribe to our WhooshTube channel. And we'll see you next time. We'll see you real soon. Thanks for watching.